The first 3 months of the year were expensive ones for the insurance industry. In fact, it was the most expensive quarter for property insurers in 20 years. And there are a few reasons why.
Floodwaters,
debris everywhere, violent tornado,
and tornadoes led to dramatic rescues. Some were lucky to survive.
I don't know how we get out of the house.
Others less fortunate. At least 15 people were killed across 5 states just this past weekend. Texas alone saw at least 4 tornadoes. Dozens were injured along a 35-mile path of mayhem and destruction. In Missouri, floodwaters left whole communities underwater.
In many parts of Missouri, this will be a flood of historic proportions.
Severe flooding and tornadoes are an unfortunate rite of spring. But in 2017, it's been happening across the country since the first of the year. The number of tornadoes more than doubled in Q1, and the spike in claims has investors watching an insurance industry weathering an unusual burden. From 2000 through 2016, first quarter costs averaged about $1.5 billion. But this year's first quarter has been the most expensive ever, nearly $7 billion, with severe storms accounting for about $6 billion.
It's been a fairly active first quarter, and I think it's probably going to be among the highest cat loss activity for a first quarter that we've seen.
holy cow.
Travelers announced a 9% first quarter jump in catastrophe costs to almost $350 million. Profit fell 11%. Allstate, reporting tomorrow, has estimated a slight drop in catastrophic payouts from last year's first quarter, but it's more than $780 million. Another major property insurer, AIG, reports on Wednesday.
Anybody else who's got any personal lines, homeowners insurance exposure, and even U.S. commercial lines exposure will have some of that. I think most of consensus estimates have factored it in already, though.
Home insurance costs are up 16% on average since 2014, due in part to catastrophic activity in the years just prior to that. And there's no relief in sight, as more dangerous weather is forecast tonight across the Midwest and the Southeast.
And the harsh weather in parts of the country is also sending grain prices higher. Corn, soybean, and wheat prices are rallying. The damage from a storm in Kansas, which is the top grower of wheat, is still being assessed, but the early estimates suggest losses could exceed 50 million bushels.